Okay, so this is one of the many bridges that goes across the river here. And this is mainly a pedestrian bridge. It's all this wrought iron and stonework. But the thing I like about this bridge and the other bridge further up the way there is how they've incorporated the city wall here, which you can actually walk along the city wall, which I have to do that still today sometime. But as you can see here, they have these really cool little towers and turrets here. They've turned these into cafes and restaurants. So let's go ahead and walk across the bridge here with these other people. Just to give you a flavor and idea of what I'm seeing. And apparently you can take these little city cruiser boats up and down the river here. But I came over that bridge there. So that bridge over there is a railroad bridge, but I think it's been reworked because it has points where you can see there were some metal arches supporting the load, and now they're just straight beams across. And more down that way, various historical buildings. And that's the oratory right up there, where I'm going to be going to Mass within about half an hour. So I'm about ready to start the tour of the Castle Museum here in York. And per the sign up there, I can't take any video. So this is the only time you can see me taking video. It's just right here before I entered into the period rooms. But the area around here, apparently, besides the castle outside, was a series of prisons that built here in York. And they tore most of it down, but retained these buildings for use as a museum. Talk to you guys later. Okay, this museum is excellent. So the first floor, you go through different areas and time periods, but then when you bring it down to the first floor, they recreate the streets of York with all the different shops and fields. But on top of that, the neat thing about it is they take the light from light to dark. So you go from, or I actually went from dark to light, so it was like nighttime going around the streets, and all of a sudden the daylight come up, and so it's like a difference night and day. So definitely a worthy trip. I have to go to the section, and that's about it. Okay, I am done with the York Castle Museum. Really good museum to come and see. You can see some of the billboards here. I took plenty of pictures, but it's an interpretive museum which you go through the old cities of York, the old town of York, excuse me, and they recreate things. And the really cool things that they did was they flipped it, like I said earlier, from night to day. So there's a different feel, and they actually pump smells in it. But there's some excellent rooms saying, here's what a room would look like at this time period with authentic pieces, either authentic pieces or reproductions. And then after you're done with the first initial phase of the tour, you come out and there's like a rotating exhibit over here on this side, but these are all part of the old original prison. So apparently this is the keep over there is still the original keep, and then there used to be walls around here, and this was a prison for centuries. And so parts of the old Victorian prison, or all of it, was torn down. Some of these buildings were retained, and they're government buildings, but a lot of this is the old prison complex, as you see right here. But and then on this side they have some of the original cells from the 1700s, what the prison used to look like. There's a little prison yard with a mill out there, because there's another small stream or river that goes this way, and the main river goes that way behind those buildings on the other side. Overall, really good museum. So it's getting kind of late. I think it's after 4, maybe getting close to 5. I'm gonna see if I can walk along some of the city walls, and then after that call it quits, because I'm pretty yorked out. Well, this is my last official activity. That's mostly York, the old medieval part of New York, but there's city walls that wrap around York over there, but then they also go on the other side of the river here. So I'm actually doing the walk here along the city walls. So this pretty much will finishes my day. The train station's like right over here, and luckily there's no steps, but there is some up and down hill climbs, but nothing like the 13 days on the coast to coast. But parting shots of York.